Welcome to the Deep Dive Books channel, where we hope you find something valuable every day.
This video addresses questions from several friends regarding Corey Key's book, Languishing. Below are our responses for your reference. Question 1. Hello, the idea that illness and health are two dimensions seems counterintuitive. Besides this example, what other seemingly opposing concepts are actually different dimensions? Intelligence and ignorance, wealth and poverty, day and night? It seems difficult to find such examples. Response. We previously discussed a book called Popular. The Power of Likability in a Status-Obsessed World, which includes a theory by psychologist John Qua. He states that liking and disliking are two dimensions. The opposite of liking is not disliking, it's indifference. A person with a strong personality can be liked by many, while also being disliked by many. In contrast, a person with a low presence may not be liked or disliked by many. There are also individuals who are liked by many, but disliked by few, which is an ideal situation, and those who are disliked by many, but liked by few, creating four quadrants. Using this analogy, we can say that good people and bad people represent two dimensions, as do happiness and suffering, and so on. Some concepts often treated as synonyms, such as freedom and democracy, are also two distinct dimensions. Question 2. Implanting long-term electrodes in the nucleus accumbens, which provides pleasure rewards, with voltage adjustments ranging from 1 to 5 volts, where 1 volt yields a pleasure score of 2, and an anxiety score of 8, while 4 volts brings boundless pleasure, and eliminates anxiety. Can this drug-like, hardware-adjusting method be considered a complete cure for mental illness? The first issue is technical. We develop tolerance to stimulation. As we discussed earlier about habituation, this is a neurological phenomenon that cannot be avoided. Tolerance means that to achieve the same level of pleasure, the stimulation must continuously increase. Clearly, this is unsustainable. At some point, the dosage becomes dangerous, and it could ruin a person. The second issue is moral. This method reduces a person to merely reacting to stimuli, almost like a lower animal or a machine. Emotions, which should guide us toward other actions, become the end goal themselves, turning individuals into slaves to their emotions. This strips away all autonomy, representing a significant degradation of humanity. Even if someone desires to be a happy slave, relinquishing control of their happiness to external forces is a highly dangerous situation. Question 3. I would like to ask about the differences in curiosity among individuals. Are they due to innate differences in our makeup, or the result of external suppression or nourishment? Which factor carries more weight? Can curiosity be a quality that transcends hardware configuration through cultivation? Response. Your inquiry is insightful. The differences in curiosity among people indeed stem from both innate factors and environmental influences, along with specific situational states and particular fields of interest. First, there is no universally accepted definition of curiosity in academia. However, we can clarify what curiosity is not. Wanting to know does not equate to having curiosity. For instance, if you're planning to buy a house and are closely monitoring price changes in your desired area, that's driven by external demands, not curiosity. Similarly, if someone enjoys gossiping about others, that stems from our instinct for social oversight, which is not curiosity. Some individuals cannot tolerate uncertainty and feel compelled to find answers to questions, even if those answers are unreliable. Academically, this phenomenon is termed deprivation curiosity. These individuals seek answers not out of interest in new things, but to fill a sense of danger and gain reassurance. They tend to prefer certain answers, and are more susceptible to misinformation, with studies indicating they often have lower intelligence, open-mindedness, and memory skills. This is not the kind of curiosity we desire. What we seek is interest curiosity. This form of curiosity involves a genuine desire to learn new things and explore the unknown, finding joy in the process of exploration. The key aspect here is that the potential benefits of the new knowledge are unknown and unimportant. The only motivation is the desire to understand. The paradox lies in the fact that by being willing to explore areas with no obvious benefits, you may unexpectedly discover valuable insights. This encapsulates the essence of the curiosity algorithm. Logically, the most beneficial areas have likely already been explored, making further exploration less valuable. However, biologically, advanced curiosity stems from an intrinsically non-utilitarian drive. Exploring the unknown based on logical reasoning can be challenging to maintain due to the risks involved. If a place genuinely holds potential benefits, it has probably already been explored by others, leading one to feel that the effort isn't worth the outcome. Therefore, one must derive pleasure from the exploration itself to sustain the journey. Understanding what curiosity truly is helps clarify why some individuals lack it. Curiosity is a cognitive drive, requiring a certain level of cognitive ability. This means that those with strong curiosity typically possess excellent information processing skills, effective attention management, and higher intelligence. This is related to innate equipment. Moreover, if you are preoccupied with a pressing problem, you likely won't be curious about distant issues. Thus, curiosity also requires a certain level of leisure. This is tied to one's living conditions. Additionally, if a person is taught from a young age that the outside world is dangerous and is conditioned to avoid mistakes, prioritizing safety, and adhering strictly to tradition, they will find it challenging to explore actively. Therefore, curiosity is related to education and cultural traditions. Curiosity is also closely linked to one's current state of mind. When individuals feel safe and comfortable, they are more inclined to explore the unknown. In contrast, when experiencing hunger, fear, worry, or embarrassment, they tend to seek defense, resistance, or escape, often focusing on filling deprivation curiosity, rather than engaging in open exploration. These factors may exclude many individuals, but I believe most people in modern society live fairly well, and have the basic conditions for nurturing curiosity. For these individuals, the intensity of curiosity likely correlates with how much they already know. The more you know, the more you can encounter accessible unknowns, increasing your curiosity about various topics. This creates a positive feedback loop. Positive feedback processes also have first-mover advantages. Those allowed to read extracurricular books or who have explored various subjects from a young age possess an advantage in curiosity. However, it is never too late to start this process. Adults can easily make up for any childhood deficits if they genuinely strive to develop their curiosity. One strategy one can suggest is to cultivate a knowledge tree in your mind, a general framework of various fields of knowledge. This way, you will clearly identify where the biggest uncertainties lie and what scholars are most concerned about. For example, if you know nothing about international politics, you won't feel curious about the war between Ukraine and Russia. However, if you can place the Ukraine-Russia conflict within the broader context of international politics, your interest will significantly increase. Question 4. Sir, I have more curiosity about discovering and changing oneself after facing adversity. Many people are currently struggling to find jobs after losing theirs. How can one gain insights and transform themselves to better overcome adversity and achieve prosperity? Response. Everyone's situation is different, and I can't provide specific advice for any particular industry. However, if I were unemployed right now, I certainly wouldn't stay home playing video games or pretending to work at the library. I would go out, call relatives and friends, and conduct extensive research. I need to know where the job openings are, what positions I might qualify for, and, more importantly, what skills I need to acquire to secure those positions. It's challenging to ensure everyone has a job, but the world is vast. It's unlikely that a diligent person who has thoroughly researched all relevant information would find no job opportunities available. On a societal level, based on what I've read, the experience in the U.S. shows that vocational training, where local governments organize training programs for adults to teach the most useful job skills, can be quite effective. These programs often help participants find jobs afterward. The world is far from perfect, and there are many tasks that need to be done. Unemployment is usually a result of poor coordination or a general lack of confidence that discourages investment. Question 5. Sir, how can I make myself important to others, without falling into a people-pleasing personality? Response. Friendships should be mutually beneficial, but pleasing others is not genuine help. It's about seeking approval. Complimenting someone's outfit, when you don't really think it suits them, is deceptive for both parties. It reduces you to a tool for providing emotional value. Friends should offer genuine emotional support. People with a people-pleasing personality often cater to others out of fear of isolation, which ultimately feels insincere and prevents them from forming true friendships. So, if I don't cater to others and treat people honestly, can I still make friends? Yes. You don't need to be friends with everyone. You just need to find friends who suit you. Here are 2 quotes to keep in mind. The first is from a recent episode of the podcast, Silicon Valley 101, which mentioned Tsinghua Zhao class. The computer science program led by Turing Award winner, Andrew Yao. The courses are challenging, and some students struggle. Yao said, doing poorly is good news. It shows your talent isn't in this area, so you can focus on exploring other directions. The second quote is a famous American saying, often attributed to Dr. Seuss, though its origins are uncertain. Be yourself and say what you want to say, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter won't mind.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.